everyone, and welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've actually gotten to talk to you guys and like do a video where I'm talking. So yeah, today we're going to be drawing Da Hung from Honkai Star Rail. This is his dragon form, so technically his name is Imbibitor Lunae, I think. So yeah, that's who we are drawing today. Yeah, it's been a while since I've made like an actual full video. I've been kind of feeling a little bit burnt out, so that's kind of why I've not been outputting as many videos as I usually do. But yeah, I hope you guys are okay with that. Yeah, so first, let's just talk about the drawing. So what I'm doing is just basically doing the basic sketch, and then kind of I'm transitioning more into drawing more of the details of what I want Da Hung to look like. This drawing kind of took me like a little bit longer to complete than I realized. Like Da Hung has a lot of details in his outfit. I think that's probably what gave me the most trouble in this drawing. But yeah, overall, I really love his new design. Like, after playing the Honkai Star Rail story quest, I immediately was like, yes, I want to get this man, and I also want to draw him. So that's kind of like what led me to draw him. Yeah, the story was so good. I did pull for Blade because I really wanted a new type of DPS character, but I really am trying to, now I'm like, okay, I gotta save for Da Hung, because if I don't get him, I'm gonna be so sad. I really like dragon, like, boys and dragon theme, like, stuff, so I really want to get him on my account, so hopefully I can. Yeah, so Da Hung was kind of fun to draw because he's not real. I haven't really drew his original design. I really do want to still draw his original design as well, but I think I had more fun drawing this version of him. Yeah, he just has so many cool features to his design, and I really enjoy playing his kit like in the game as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to his release, like his official release. Something I do want to address is probably the direction of this YouTube channel is going. I do enjoy making art content for you guys, but I think recently it's been a bit tedious, and I think what I want to try to head in the direction is possibly I want to try to do some animations or some like kind of like story time type of videos more, possibly. I don't know if you guys are okay with that, but I don't know. I'm been really enjoying like trying to think of different type of content that I could do, because right now I think my content has been a bit stale. So maybe hopefully I can transition to doing like some more variety of content. We'll see. I'm still trying to figure out the kinks and like what I want to like try to focus on. So please be patient if I'm not like posting any videos anytime soon. I'm still kind of like working out like what I want to try to draw and like do for the future of this channel. I think the burnout really got to me just overall, and it's definitely been hard to get over. I think right now I'm just kind of in this state where I don't feel that creative. Like for a while I've been feeling a little bit kind of dry in the creativity department. I'm just not sure. I don't really have like, I'm not influenced to like draw certain things, and sometimes I'm just kind of like, oh, I just don't feel like drawing. So yeah, I've been trying to get over it. It's slowly coming back. I think I'm a little bit better now, but yeah, I think after my whole getting sick time period, and then just everything, I've been kind of busy, been doing a lot of things recently, so it's been kind of difficult to get back into making content and just kind of like drawing in general. So I'm hoping I can get over this phase a little bit more. So yeah. So as we transition back into the drawing, so right now I'm changing my sketch to multiply, and I'm changing the background color to be kind of more blue, because I want the background where Dahan's like kind of like submerged, I guess, in water, like he's in like a watery like scene. And I use kind of like a multiply layer to create the shadows, and then I'm using an overlay layer to make the lighting a little bit more apparent. And right now I'm just kind of mapping out how I want the water to look. So I'm trying to make like some water, like magical, I guess, water effects for the background, and kind of like Dahung is like controlling the water. And in addition, I also use like a splatter brush to kind of create more like dynamic effect like in the background, which I thought like gave like a nice touch. And then finally, I use that star brush that I always use kind of like to make some glittery lighting in the background. And now I'm finally just putting down like the colors and like the basic colors for the drawing. So for this drawing, I definitely used a lot more cooler tones. I kind of tried to stay away from using warmer colors. I think probably the most warm colors I used were on his face or his skin. But overall, I tried to go for more of a cooler tone. And the lighting with this one was a bit tricky for me because everything is so blue in my background. So I wanted to make the water that's like near him, like the water effects, kind of light up or kind of glow, illuminate like his face, which is what I tried to do in this. You don't really see me doing it right away, but yeah, that's the overall lighting I'm trying to go for. So the lighting would be kind of more on his, I guess if you're looking at the drawing, the left side of his face rather than the right. I think usually I have a tendency to make like my lighting always on my the right side of the face. So this was kind of like an interesting kind of experience because I kind of had to work a little bit backwards to what I'm used to doing. On that note, I think that's something I kind of want to improve or change. I feel like recently I've been doing a lot of frontal view positioning with my characters I draw, or just very stagnant looking poses. I kind of want to try to dabble a little bit more with composition and trying to make things a little bit more interesting. I think recently I've gotten lazy, which is probably why I've been doing so much frontal posing. Hopefully I can do some more interesting posing or composition in future drawings. I think I'm tired of making my characters look so stiff. Like, to me, my drawings look a bit stiff. I feel like they could have a little bit more life to them. So that's kind of something I want to improve on, and hopefully in the future I can make my compositions look a little bit more dynamic or interesting. So yeah, recently I think life-wise I've been doing a bit better. As I've been saying, I've been kind of busy recently, kind of doing like a lot of real life stuff, and my birthday's coming up soon, so I'm kind of like anticipating to celebrate that. My birthday is on August 4th, so it's in a couple of days. Recently celebrated my birthday with my friends. It was pretty fun. We went to see the Mission Impossible movie. That was a fun movie. I really liked the Mission Impossible movie. I really like action movies. I think they're kind of fun to watch, and I wanted to originally see the Barbie movie, but two of my friends already saw it, so I was like, oh, well, I guess I don't want to make them see it again, so that's kind of why I went to see the Mission Impossible movie. But yeah, I really enjoyed it a lot. Unfortunately, it was only like part 1, I think, but you know, it's okay because I'm anticipating the next one. I think the overall like story of this one was way better, I think, than the previous one that I watched. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing for my birthday. I don't know if I'll be able to release a video or not. So we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I could post something on my birthday on Instagram, maybe. I don't know. I'm not really the type who celebrates or like does a lot like for myself on my birthday. So yeah, we'll just see how that goes. So right now in the drawing, I'm kind of like changing the lighting a bit. The lighting is, I thought Dahong looked a little bit too light, so I wanted to use some more multiply layers, and then I also use an overlay to make the lighting a little bit more brighter as well. And yeah, overall, I just tried to make the shadows a bit more noticeable, because when I was initially putting down the colors, I wasn't really it didn't look that obvious. So now what I'm doing is I'm duplicating the basic color layer, and then I'm using a gradient map, and then I change it to overlay and kind of lower the opacity to kind of make some more interesting colors, I guess you could say, for the drawing. And then finally now I'm just doing the rendering, which is usually just cleaning up lines and just trying to make everything look a little bit neater. I'm usually pretty messy, I would say, when doing sketching and coloring, so usually rendering just takes all the time of the drawing majorly, because I'm fixing a lot of my messy lines and just making everything look more neat in general. I think this is always like the most interesting part to see of the drawing, because it kind of like, you guys get to see how I fix like the drawing to look how it looks as the final form, I guess, at the end. I think another thing that just makes me feel more tired recently than how I usually am is just the heat. If I'm being honest, I live in a pretty hot place, so it's just super hot where I am, and I think heat makes you more like, sucks more of your energy out than like when it's winter. I honestly prefer when it's cold rather than hot, because I think heat just makes me feel unmotivated. I don't want to do anything. And I honestly hate going outside when it's like super hot. So it's just better like to stay indoors. But even when I stay indoors, you know, you feel like, oh, it's still hot outside. It's not like super cool or anything like that. Like, you don't feel comfortable, I feel like, in the summertime. I personally don't. I like putting on layers more than taking off like clothes, because in the summer you basically wear less clothes. And I'm just like, I don't want to like deal with that. Yeah, I've like a limited number of summertime clothes because I hate summer a lot. I don't like it at all. Wanting summer to end soon. I want autumn back. So yeah. So in the drawing, I'm mostly right now kind of rendering the lines. And I remember seeing a picture of I think Dahong's like model in the game, and I noticed like his horns are kind of transparent, so I kind of tried to emulate that in my drawing as well. So I kind of make the horns a bit like showing his like hairline a bit more, to make it seem more transparent. And yeah, just overall trying to render all the stuff, all the accessories he has. He has a lot of different types of accessories, I feel like, in his dragon design. But honestly, I feel like his original design probably has even more different like components, because he has like a lot of zippers and a lot of different like clothing lines, I would say, in his original design. Maybe that's why it was so intimidating to draw. For some reason in his dragon form, the upper half of his body isn't super crazy. I think more of the detail was put on the lower half of his body, but maybe that's just me. I feel like I need to draw his original design to really compare the difference. But yeah, overall, I think the rendering was pretty fun. I think the only thing that gave me trouble was rendering the clothing. The clothing took a lot of time because I didn't understand how his clothes worked at first. So that was just something that was a bit frustrating to work with. I think when you initially see the clothing, you feel like it's not that complicated. Like, there's some like different kind of like shapes or stuff like that, but it's not overall like super complicated. But then I think after actually drawing the clothes, I realized, wow, there's a lot of different like hidden details, like lines and things that I didn't think that were initially in the design until I looked at it more closely. Sometimes I kind of feel like I focus too much on details and not enough on like just trying to get the overall like look of the character. That's something I think I need to kind of improve on. Try to not get so tunnel vision, because I definitely notice I get a lot of tunnel vision when I get too into one like particular part or thing when I'm drawing like characters. I want to try to change that about myself. It's hard, but I think I'm getting better than I was before. Yeah, and then there's a lot of like just different things. Like now I'm rendering like his hand, like the glove. That glove area had a lot more detail than I realized when initially drawing it, because I think when I sketch things out, I'm very like general about it, but when I get to like the coloring and the rendering, I just go really ham. Okay, so yeah, now I'm like moving on to rendering the water. The water, for some reason, I don't know, I felt like I drew the water kind of weird. It's definitely not accurate to how real water's supposed to look like. I probably should have looked up a reference when drawing the water. I feel like I make the water look more, definitely like an anime, more stylized way of drawing water. It's definitely not realistic whatsoever. I think at this point I was probably getting kind of lazy, so I'm just like, I'm gonna just draw it whatever. If you guys saw my short I posted like a while back about like how to render water, that drawing I did of Plave's Yejun, that one was definitely a better attempt at drawing water than this one was. So finally for the drawing, I decided to add a noise layer. So I kind of used the paint bucket tool. I made the whole thing kind of like a neutral gray. And then I used the noise function to create like different types of noise on the layer. And then finally I lower the opacity, and that's how I create noise for the drawing. So overall, yeah, that's the end of how I drew Imbibitor Lunae, or as you guys probably know him better as Dan Hung. Yeah, overall, I think this drawing turned out really nice. Hopefully I can do more Honkai style rail art in the future, and yeah, so catch you guys later and hope to see you in another video. Bye!